been looking at flights, man. It's crazy, like how, like I'll find one that's cheap, and then like $90 for baggage and all that bullshit, and like picking your seats. And they're like, oh, you really fooled me with that initial price because it's like nothing like what it is afterwards.
You a number carry-on.
Well, I'm looking at like
carry-ons.
Yeah, that's gonna be the move. Have you booked one yet?
No, not yet. I'm gonna probably do it this week though.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. And I want to look at some places. I'm excited, bro. Hit the town.
Me too.
Be a good time.
Me too. And I have an amendment to a comment to a prediction I made, or not a prediction, but just something that I made last week. I have an adjustment to that, and I think you're gonna like it.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I think you're gonna like it. So you know how last week I had mentioned around the fact that the Lakers should trade Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said something around them trading them to Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Get like Brogdon and maybe like Halliburton or like Miles Turner. I have a way better option. You trade him to Minnesota to get Karl Anthony Towns.
Just straight up.
You may even try to go get Russ and maybe go and put in see if you can get D'Angelo Russell.
I like that.
D'Lo's definitely an upgrade for what Bron needs in a guard. And then Cat, I mean, I feel like you're gonna pretty much get the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Just less injury prone.
AD, less injury prone. And he's a little bit more prolific out from the outside. But that pick and roll, I think, with him and AD, and plus you can kind of start to and even younger. So
yeah, most definitely. A lot of the talk on sports, media the last week was like, should they trade LeBron? And I was like, I don't think they would do that. I get he's older, but like, I don't know. Chris Broussard made a good point because they were talking about. He's like, this is ridiculous. Like, let's say he had stayed in Cleveland, and like his contract was up this year. Like, LA would be moving mountains to try to get him. You know what I mean? So it's like, even at his age, like, there's no reason they were
going to keep him.
Yeah,
you're going to keep him.
But what's your thoughts on like his comments? Did you see during the All-Star week? Like, he's like, anything can happen. Like, he wants to play with his son. So if Bronny makes it, like, he could probably just go wherever.
Well, it's not even the fact that if Bronny makes it, he's almost like incentivizing the team to like take him because it's a package deal that you're going to give LeBron.
Yeah. Which is weird because it's like, is Bronny, this isn't me as a hater, I'm just like, is he good enough to make it? Or is it just going to be solely like, that's LeBron's kid, we're going to get him so we can get LeBron, and this can be box office TV.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So he's literally incentivizing these teams that come 2024, you take you draft my kid, I'm coming to.
Yeah. What up, Detroit? I feel like he'd be like, nah, I'm retired.
Like, you know what?
Bronny, it was cool.
Now that I think about it,
yeah.
I'm going back.
Because it's going to be some obscure team. Like, I couldn't, like, that would be crazy to see LeBron James and like obviously he was in Cleveland, but that was his hometown team. But to see him in like another random little market like that would be crazy.
Like, imagine, so the team that really is set up to really kind of make something like this happen would be the Thunder. They have all those fucking picks.
Yep.
They're not gonna, unless something just happens and things just start to click there. But still, they have all these protected first round top.
Yeah, was that all for was that all the Paul George Hall? Is that where they have all those?
Exactly, that Paul George Hall. Like,
wow.
Bro.
Yeah, they could, man. That would be very crazy. Because I mean, like you said, they have so many picks, so it's not like they just be going all out and wasting some high pick on LeBron, like on Bronny. Like, they could take him at any time, So.
Yeah.
And bring Bron over there. I don't know. That's going to be a very interesting scenario in 2024. Like, because that's also assuming Bronny leaves after 1 year. So,
it's incentive. I mean, the thing is, I think what they say right now, he's ranked like top 25 in his class. So it's all around just can his game improve to that point to where teams are going to be willing to spend like maybe a late first round, maybe second round. I mean, unless he just really starts to develop and kind of come into his own.
Yeah, I don't know what your opinion is or how much you've seen him, but like, and I haven't seen a lot and I want to watch more of him, but like when I've watched him, like, he's good and he's definitely got like that LeBron gene. Like, he's a great passer and distributor, but like he's not a prolific scorer. I don't think he averages more than like 10, 15 points a game, you know? So it's like, I'm looking at him like, I think he's a junior now, right? In high school or something like that.
Yeah, he's a junior now. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. And it's like kind of like back to what we just said. It's almost like it's incentivized for them to take him just to get LeBron and sell tickets. But I don't know. Like I have not seen something from him yet where I'm like, yeah, he's like NBA ready. Like I feel like he's got a lot more developing to do.
Yeah, I'm about to pull up what his stats look like. Let's see what stats look like this year. Yeah, there can be no way that was his freshman year. So his freshman year, he was averaging like 6 a game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like you feel like NBA players come in, you know, like, and then they're like starting as freshmen in high school and usually tearing it up. So that's what I'm saying. It's just weird seeing, you know.
Yeah, definitely not blowing you away with anything.
But I know, I remember like 5 years ago when he was still like a kid, he had already had verbal offers from Duke and Kentucky. So, I mean, like he's, you know, it's going to happen. He's going to go to a big school. It's just a matter of how good he plays, I guess. Speaking of Duke, did you watch that Nets game the other night?
With the, you talk about them in the net or with the Bucks?
Yeah, was that last night? Yeah, it was.
Last night. That was last night.
That Duke backcourt back together looked pretty good, man.
It did look nice. Drummond got some tick. Like, you just think about how scary that team can be. And now you add KD to that mix.
I think they're my favorites, bro.
Philly looks really good.
Philly does look good, but man,
really
Kyrie's
good.
Back, you know, like, oh yeah,
Philly. He may be back like on a permanent status really soon.
Yeah. Was this Harden's first game back today? Or
no, I think it was like Wednesday or something like that was his first game.
29, 16, and 10 today. Wow. Maxi's getting in the fold now. Man, yeah. They look good. They do.
The thing that I'm still struggling with is that like they don't have the best shooting. Like Thibault's not a shooter. Maxi, he's more of like a slashing type of scorer type of person.
And they just got rid of Seth.
Right, they just got rid of Seth. I mean, Tobias Harris, he can shoot the ball, but he's not like something that's just like this knockdown consistent shooter.
And then Danny Green's he's a shell of himself. Like,
no, he's not that same guy. So it's like I feel like they're going to struggle a bit with some of the shooting. But I think just that those 4 guys of like Maxey, Harden, Harris, and Embiid, I mean, they can score the ball and they can get a shot. They just don't. I don't know if it's the best spacing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, I mean, is Embiid the MVP right now?
I mean, yeah, he's definitely the MVP, but bro, DeMar DeRozan is making a hell of a fucking case.
He is, bro. He's killing
it. Don't keep ignoring me.
And they're 2 games up on Philly right now. They're right behind Miami.
And they have been injury prone. They've had guys out with COVID protocols, and they're still up in the top in the East, and the dude has just been going crazy, bro.
Yeah, he really has, man. It's crazy to think that could have been the Lakers' target in the offseason. You know what I mean?
I asked you last week, like, are the Lakers regretting not getting him instead of Russell Westbrook?
I mean, obviously he wouldn't be doing what he's doing now, like, you know, being with LeBron and AD, but he would be. I mean, this is easily his best season, bro. And I think his stock was like low, kind of, you know, going into this year. Like, I think people kind of written him off, you know.
I mean, once you go to San Antonio, it's almost, you know, it's not like a big market. Hell, even when Duncan and them were there, it's not like those guys got a lot of attention, right? So you almost go there and you can kind of just play basketball. I mean, people wouldn't have thought about DeJounte Murray making an All-Star game, but dude has been putting in work.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I really am want to see what happens this last. I think it's only maybe like 20 games left. They don't have too many more.
Yeah, I
maybe
think
like
we're at like
22 or something like
61.
that games left.
Everyone's at like
Um,
60 or 7 or 61 games. Yeah. So we're
so
playing full 82 this year.
yes, full 82.
Okay.
So it's gonna be interesting, man. I just, I really, I think it's gonna end up coming down between those two. Honestly, I don't know if Jokic is gonna be able to make enough noise. I mean, if he can try to get some people, I just don't see him pushing the Nuggets up any higher than what they are in the
No, I
West
don't
right
either.
now. Um, so I really feel like it's gonna come down to Embiid and DeRozan
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
um, this last couple of games. But I really want to see what happens when the Nets bring KD into the fold, bring Ben Simmons in the fold. Like
Is Ben
they
not
have to
playing?
get, huh?
Ben still not playing?
No, he hasn't played yet, and they're gonna have to give him at least a month of playing, of like just action time before they can't. I don't think they're gonna be able just to throw him in the playoffs and then like, okay, let's make it work. Like they have to give them some on court time, at
Yeah.
least a good month. I would say he need at least a good 10 games, 10 to 15 games with KD and Kyrie
Mm-hmm.
on the court, just to kind of understand like how that rotation is going to work, how the offense is going to work. And I'm sure they're doing it in practice, but game is completely different, right? Especially how teams are going to strategize against that. So I would assume that they're probably going to bring them back. I'm going to make a prediction.
I can't even believe Brooklyn's 8th right now. That's crazy.
They'll be fine. I do think that they may want to try to get out of that play-in.
Yeah, they're a couple games back.
Because that play-in can get kind of tricky.
Yeah. Because then they're going to be matched up with Chicago or Miami first round.
I don't think that they're worried about either of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be. Okay, so I will predict that would be fucking crazy, bro. I'm gonna predict it. I'll predict Ben Simmons. So KD is supposed to be back, I think, sometime this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to predict Ben Simmons' first game will be back in Philly on March 10th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What is that? 13 days? Like 2 weeks from now? Yeah. Is it just injury right now, or are they still just trying to like, is he still like the mental
just trying
thing?
to rev him up? Like one thing I can say that Steve Nash does a really good job of is that he does not try to rush these people back sooner than what he thinks they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like he really tries to be really intentional around, revving them back up, making sure that they can handle just the rigor of just being in practice before he almost kind of puts them through like a bit of like a like that preseason training and stuff like that they would normally do before he actually throws them out into a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I got to give him kudos to that. He doesn't rush anything. So, but he said it'll probably be some weeks before he jumps in. But I think that'll be my prediction because I think he would love to have that revenge.
Yeah, and
but
I feel like they got to get him in with at least like 10 games left to like kind of get his feet under him, Like,
you got to.
He needs to be in 5-on-5 shape, So
yeah. So if they don't do that, if it's not that Sixers game, which they may not. I think it may be that game at the Magic on the 15th because it's away in Orlando. It could potentially be like an easy win, but it'll give them some good run and some competition.
Definitely. Yeah, that's going to be just so intriguing to see what they do there, Like, are they going to let him run point? Is he going to be on the wing? Is he going to be in that 4? Like,
what do you think he goes? Go ahead.
Talked about it last time, but I think me and you disagreed on it. You said you want him running the point and you'd have Kyrie and Seth on the wings. And I kind of want to amend it and change that because initially I said put him in the dunker spot and let Kyrie have the ball. But I don't know if Ben shoots enough for that to be like a huge advantage for them at the dunker spot. Maybe have him guard the 4. Actually, you probably have to, right? Because you need Seth and Kyrie to guard the 1 and 2. And then have Ben guard the best 3 through 5, honestly, because he's a phenomenal defender. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see how that works, man. But it's exciting. Like they have height, athleticism, shooting. They've got 2 dudes that can go get their own shot in the starting lineup. Like, well, I guess Ben kind of can too, even though he doesn't shoot, but like he can get to the rim. You know what I mean? So
that's when you just got 2 bona fide closers.
Yeah.
Right,
superstars.
And you got and then KD, I think even kind of take it to a height, but like you got 2 bona fide closers that you there's no playing them one-on-one
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're more than likely they're going to help off of either Drummond or KD. Well, the thing is that both KD and Kyrie are really good passers. And so if you help off of Drummond, it's easy just a dump off, and that should be a good finish. Or if you help off of Ben, Ben is athletic enough for himself to finish.
Yep. And him in the full court, that's going to be crazy on that
team. Oh my God, that'd be nasty. And then I don't know if you see, but he's working with Kyle Korver.
I was going to say that. That's crazy. I didn't see much. I just saw like a little video of Korver. It looked like he was working with him, like his wrist snap is like what he was.
Yeah.
Good, man. I mean, get it going. Let's just see it. I just need to see him. I need to see him attempt it in a game. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I don't care if you miss, just start shooting it so that people have it in their mind, you know? Because if I'm defending him now, I'm almost just stagging off like a couple feet. Like I know you're not going to shoot, you know?
Yeah, there's no point. You got to make me respect you.
Yeah. That I wonder, has he not attempted a three in his career? I don't think.
Well, he's attempted, and I don't know. I'm not sure if he's made one.
Let's find out.
I'm not sure if he's
made 5 threes in his career.
Okay. Yeah, he's a career 14% three-point.
5 out of 34. I can't believe he's even shot that many. That's wild. 14%. Yeah. Holy moly, Ben. We got to get that up.
That's crazy, but it's.
Are they your favorites though? Like, where do you have them?
I honestly. No, I'm lying. No, they're not my favorite. They're not. I am having a hard time going against a Warrior.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't realize
Draymond is still coming back.
Yep. And I think he just made a positive step. They said like he's on his way back. I didn't realize Phoenix pulled away by 6 games because they were neck and neck there for a little bit. But Phoenix is like solely in the league.
They've been going crazy, bro.
Holy shit.
But yeah, so they have Draymond's coming back. Wiseman's going to be close to coming back. And I'm assuming they want to do the same thing with that. We're hoping that Ben, that they're going to at least going to give them at least a month of action on the court before things. And I mean, if you get that team with how deep they are, the shooting that they have, the defense that they play.
Yeah,
and those guys know those 3 guys with Clay, Draymond, and Steph. With those 3 individuals, I don't see how you can.
Yeah, no, they're definitely up there. I'm looking at the rest of that. It's very intriguing because right now we would line up with like Memphis playing Denver in the first round. That'd be a pretty good series. Utah would play Dallas. That'd be like the West is some good matchups if like it stayed how it was right now.
I don't think that's a good matchup.
You know, for who?
Utah and Dallas. I feel like Utah would destroy Dallas.
Why? Because Dallas doesn't play D.
Dallas doesn't play D, and they literally only have Luka.
Yeah,
that's it. They only have Luka.
Who did they get for Porzingis again? Was it Bertans and someone else?
Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I mean Dinwiddie can get his own shot, but he's not like a star.
He don't even start.
No.
They still starting Jalen Brunson. So
yeah, they got to get Luka some help.
He doesn't have enough there. I honestly feel like that series is going to be a sweep. It's not going to be close.
I mean, Utah's got really good D too. Yeah, it'd be intriguing. I just love Luka, man. He's one of my favorite players to watch. I hope he matures a little more, gets in better shape. They get him some talent around him, and he can, start contending because he's a beast. I love that.
Oh yeah, Duke and ball. He just has to come in. I didn't realize that's a big fucking dude.
He is big. He's
that's a chunky, big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just looks like one of those dudes that show up in the Y. Like you look like he can probably hoop, right? Yeah. And then you get like, oh no, he can really hoop. Like he's just a chubby dude, but like dude can ball because he what is he 6'7", something like that. But he's like 230 pounds, 240 pounds. Like that's a big dude.
Yeah, he's probably got that strength, that like hidden strength you don't even think about when he's like in
right.
The lane,
like he's just a chunky
pushing
dude,
dudes
bro.
off. Yeah.
So
Out west. So you think? Look at that play-in situation though. Like I feel like LA is gonna get bounced. Like I just don't have any faith in them to. Well, I guess the Clippers are in there too.
Yeah, Clippers are in there too.
So how would it work? Minnesota would play the Lakers, and the Clippers would play Portland.
Nope. So the two lower seeds will play each other, and the two top seeds play each other.
Okay.
Whoever wins out of those, whoever wins out of the 7 and 8 seed, which is jump automatically in, they'll have to play anymore.
Okay. Oh, and then the loser of the 7th, 8th plays the winner of 9 and 10. Yeah, I got you. Huh. Yeah, I don't see LA making it, bro.
You don't think the Lakers are going to make it?
I don't have faith in this Lakers team to win 2 do or die games where it's just
and they just said that AD, they're only expecting him to be out 4 weeks, and they say it's going to be longer than that.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't even know if AD is going to be even back in time for the play-in. Honestly, if I'm the Lakers, I'm like, we don't need to make it into the playoffs, bro. We just let's get a lotto pick,
and let's blow this shit up
and do something, because it's almost a waste for them to try to go into the playoffs knowing that, let's say you go in and you get the AC, they're gonna go up against the Phoenix and they're gonna get rocked, bro.
Yep. I totally agree with you. It'll be so interesting to see what they do this offseason, man. There's so many, like we were saying, I feel like AD's tradable. You obviously do too. I don't know if the rest of the world feels like that's a thing. I feel like they act like LeBron and AD are just like the package that's staying together. Russ obviously has to go. God, it'd be so cool if they could get like Dame somehow, bro. That's always been my dream, to see LeBron and Dame together. They would be
that matchup, that duo would be fucking crazy.
Yeah. He's exactly what LeBron likes, like a D Wade or Kyrie that can just like take the ball and like he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And the good thing is that LeBron wouldn't have to put too much effort into it.
Exactly.
He'd only really have to score when he would need to or if he wanted to. Right? Because Dame can really carry that load.
Yes, he can. Poor Dame. I feel bad for that dude
I do too, bro. Honestly, I do as well. And it was funny. So I don't know if you saw that clip that he had with Draymond on Draymond's podcast, where he was talking about, Dame said around the fact that, like, I find it crazy that, like, we in Portland can't recruit, right, or can't get any type of like players, right? But people will go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
People will go to Milwaukee. Right? He was like, so how? He was like, I think people had a wrong understanding of like what Portland is. Like, Portland's a pretty nice city. He was like, I can tell you it's better than Oklahoma City. I can tell you it's better than Milwaukee.
Wow, I did not see that. People were probably like, shots fired on that one, Dame.
I can't see where he's wrong, bro.
No, I haven't been to Portland, but it does look nice. Yeah. It's just, I don't know if it's like but it's a small basketball market, I guess, is where people, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I feel like if I was a player, it'd be like wherever I have the best chance to win. And if I felt like Portland was that, it wouldn't matter that it's not LA or fucking New York or something like that, But
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe people just, I think he's right. Like, people just have the idea of like, that's Oregon, where it's just like no one fucking lives there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're probably like, I'm not going there.
Like, what's in Oregon? Oh, Nike, that's it.
Yeah, like, that's about it, man. Not a lot going on. I think them in Montana, or maybe no, it's Wyoming, but all those states up there, yeah, the population is just like nothing. They're huge states too.
They're huge states, but it's not, because it's so mountainous and everything.
Yeah.
They don't have the same. Listen, I told you I had a friend that moved out to Colorado, bro.
Yeah. Are you in Montana? Or is it?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Montana. He moved to Montana.
Yeah.
And I told her, he was like, I was looking, I was like, there's no way that I, as a black person, could live out in Montana, bro.
You're the only one.
It's more. I feel like it's more cattle in Montana than there is black people. Like,
dude, that probably is true.
Like, there's no way that I could. No, I'm good. When there's more livestock than me, I'm good. I don't think I want to participate in that culture.
You could be right, man. That's crazy. How is he liking it out there?
I mean, he likes it. He's starting to build like some relationships out there. And I mean, the job pays him really well. I mean, he's doing some great work, but
yeah, not for you, not for Mo.
Dude.
What's your thought on like Cleveland, bro? Because they're sitting at 4, so they would play the 6. No, they play the 5, right? So
yeah, I mean,
that's not good for them if they line up with Milwaukee there.
No, it's not going to be good for Milwaukee. But I mean, they're only a half game up, so that may switch. And Boston's they're only a game up on Boston, but also too Garland is out. So I think he's going to be out for a couple of weeks as well. So they may fall. But if they fall to that 6 seed, it's still not any better because they're having to play against the Sixers. But I think we have to stop. We can't underestimate that team because that is the largest team in the league. They are gone, bro. That lineup that they have is insane that they can throw out there.
Right.
You think about, you could throw out Garland, I think is Lamar Stevens, who's like 6'7". Then you got Markkanen, Mobley, and Jared.
Yeah. That's so long.
Those guys are like 6'9", 6'10", or taller.
And pretty athletic too. They're not just like big.
Yeah,
they're
mobile guys. They can move around. They're not stiff. Like that is a long team. And then they got a bona fide. Like Garland is a bona fide scorer. Dude can go out there and get you 20 a night.
It's a shame that Sexton's injured this year. That'd have been so interesting to see. You know.
Yeah.
Those two in the backcourt together because Sexton he gets buckets.
Yeah, he can go. So. That team is nice, but Boston is starting to come along after like just the early part of the season there and them kind of in that funk. They're coming along. I do think that Brooklyn can catch Toronto because they're only a game up. I do think that they can catch them to be in that 7th seed, which I think that they potentially would prefer. Because then I don't think that they match up great with, even though like the Sixers, I think that they don't match up great with Milwaukee compared to how they match up with the Sixers. I think it's a more favorable matchup with them against the Sixers than them in Milwaukee.
Well, right now it would be Philly would play Boston, right? 3 and 6.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying in that second round.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. I just think if Brooklyn's healthy, like I wouldn't be afraid of anyone. I get what you're saying matchup wise, but but this is always what happens. It's on paper and then it's like it never works out how, it's expected to work out. So it's like who knows what's going to happen, man. I feel like Miami's been there, so maybe like, but both Miami and Chicago, I look at them and I'm just like, for some reason, I can't get over the mental block of like you guys almost like you're having fantastic seasons, but I just don't know how that can translate. Are you a deep playoff run team or are you just a team that's killing it in the regular season? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we have recent experience that granted it was a bubble, but Miami made it to the playoff. Made it to the finals, right? And they gave that LA team a bit of a run. So it's there. It's just not. I don't think it's enough. Like if they go up with, let's say they go up against Brooklyn in that first round. So you put PJ Tucker on KD. You put Lowry on Kyrie. Right? PJ Tucker has admittedly said you're not going to stop KD.
Never. Absolutely not.
You're not going to stop him. You just have to make it difficult. Now, Tucker knows his game pretty well to where he can kind of guess at what's about to come next, but even still, he's still going to drop like 28 on you. So, and then you really can't, like I said, you're going to either help off of Drummond or you're going to help off of Ben Simmons because you can't help off of Steph. Because it's just a dead-eye shooter. So, I don't know. And then, I mean, even that matchup with Drummond and Bam, I don't think it's like.
I just feel like Bam's not big enough, I mean,
Drummond is a big boy.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Bam plays bigger than Drummond sometimes. Like Drummond's
he
mindset
does.
isn't.
He does. Absolutely.
That's
But
my
just
only thing with
rebounding.
Drummond. Yeah, exactly. Like he'll crash the boards,
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think with that team, they're not gonna, that's what he needs. One, he's there defensively to kind of, kind of clog up the paint and everything and just add some rim protection. But it's also just a defensive rebounding that he's gonna bring, right? And that's one of the things, that's one of the areas where they struggle with, which is rebounding. But you think you got him, and now you can add Bid into that as well. You throw Ben on Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Ben can guard any of them, man. 1 through 4, maybe 5. That's going to be a very intriguing matchup. My thing is with Chicago too. Like I really like that team, but I'm just like skeptical. Like what's gonna go down?
Nice.
They are nice, but the thing is the East doesn't have. I mean, I look at Philly, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn. Those are the only like scary teams, honestly. Like when I look at like I feel like.
I mean, you're not wrong though, right? Like those teams, they like Milwaukee. I think has just been kind of up and down just because of injuries. But we've seen it. We've seen it where they've just been nice. Philly, you just know that addition of James Harden just elevates them to a different level.
Yep.
And now with Brooklyn, had KD not got injured.
Yes.
Who knows where they would sit? And then you just added to the fact that Kyrie's potentially going to be available full time. And you added another shooter, a rebounder, and one of the best defenders that they have in the league.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I would just be shocked if it wasn't one of those 3 that made it out of the East, I guess is all I'm saying. Like it would be very hard for me to put Chicago over one of those 3. And Miami. Like you said, like Miami's got playoff experience and they're a tough fucking hard-nosed like defensive team, but it's just like I feel like they're not talented enough to match up with those 3 teams,
Yeah.
So
and I think one thing that I think you really need to be weary of is the Celtics, though.
Yeah. Why is that? Just like because they've been hot?
I mean that tandem between Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That's a good team.
I love both of them, man. It's just like Celtics are another one every year. It's like promise, and then I just feel like they disappoint. So it'll be interesting to see how they.
I wouldn't want to sleep on them too much, depending on where they fall in regards to, because they're only a half game behind Milwaukee and a game behind Cleveland. So,
is Brad Stevens still their coach?
No, he moved up until being their GM.
Oh, really?
It's what is their coach's name?
He's their GM, huh?
Yeah, you remember that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, Ume Udoka is their coach, or Ime Udoka is their coach. But yeah, he moved. That happened last year.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, man. I like Boston. They just never seem like it's always like they're a piece away. You know what I mean? Like that's always like my take on them. That year when they made it to, Game 7 against LeBron in the East, they were just too young and Kyrie was hurt. And since then they've kind of came into their own, but it's just like, I don't know, they've fallen short in the postseason. But I'm a fan of Tatum and I really like Jaylen Brown, bro.
They're nice. They're both nice. I would say this will probably be the youngest or the highest seed at the Brooklyn. If we're thinking Brooklyn does what we think they potentially will do, that is potentially the highest numbered seed that would, like, if I'm not mistaken, make it to the finals.
Yeah.
At like a 7, that would be insane.
That would be nuts. But do you see Boston making it over Brooklyn or Philly?
I don't know.
It's so tough, man. Like just those teams, just like I don't see how it's either of those, And I think Milwaukee's in that mix too, but it's just the rest of them. I don't know. What do you think about? So you think the Warriors are going to make it? Do you think they end up playing the Suns in the finals or in the West finals?
Yeah, I mean, with Chris Paul coming out, I think it's kind of hard not to have one of them. I don't really see anybody else really challenging them, even though I do think Memphis is the way that they just play, and
didn't Ja just drop like really 40 last night?
Bro, dude is just going off, my man. Like he's really going off. So I just don't. There's not a team. The only team that you can really say that they can really compete with Phoenix or Golden State would be Utah, because they have the defense there.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if they can. I mean, they have the offense, because Donovan Mitchell can go, Jordan Clarkson can go. You got Bogdanovich, but it's always something. And I think they really got exposed last year by the Clippers.
They did.
I mean, it almost looked, the fact that you had to pull out the defensive player of the year out of the game.
Mm-hmm. That's
because
so
of the fact
of.
that he was a defensive liability.
Mm-hmm.
Because all they did was ran pick and roll against him, and they brought him out on the perimeter, and it was just a wrap, bro.
It was. Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I got a question for you. This is kind of interesting. It just kind of came into my head because we're talking about Ja. Who would you, if you're a GM building your team right now, are you taking Luka or Ja?
I would say Luka.
Okay. I'm surprised you said that. Why?
Well, one, I think he's a better player. And he's a better shooter as well. He just needs the right pieces around him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you imagine Luka on that Memphis team, I think they would probably be a bit better.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Is boy from State playing right now, Jaren Jackson?
Yeah.
Has he been balling?
He's been having a pretty good season.
He's he's a really good player, man. Like, he's been injured a lot, but like whenever I do see him play, like I'm like, you're special, man. Like,
yeah, no, he's he still had some injuries here and there this season, but I think that's part of the reason why they've been higher this year is the growth of him and him being able to stay consistently healthy. But then also Desmond Bain kind of came on this year and has been hooping. So he's been a really big help as far as getting them to the point of where they're at. But did you see that what's name's going to be coming back?
Who?
Here soon? Markelle Fultz?
No, I did not. I forgot about that, man. Was he still on the Magic? Where is he?
Yeah, he's still on the Magic, because remember last year he tore his ACL.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's too bad.
So he's coming back. They said he's going to probably come back within, they're hoping by Monday against the Pacers. So be good to kind of see him come back and everything. I have felt bad for that guy ever since he's kind of came into the league, being a overall number one pick and everything.
Me too. Didn't he go to Philly?
Yeah, he got drafted number one overall by Philly, but then he had an injury to his shoulder. It was like a nerve thing. That's why he was struggling with his shot.
Yeah, because he went from like shooting that boy to like not at all. You know what I mean? Like
it was just his shot just looked crazy. It was funky looking and everything. But now that he was in Orlando, he was kind of balling, putting up triple doubles and stuff. But and then he injured himself last year. But I think you kind of throwing him into the fold with like Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner, like that team is so young, but they have a lot of good young talent that like you give them a couple of years just to kind of get together. They got Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter, like they could potentially be pretty nice. They're just super young. I think
they remind me of the Pistons. They're very similar in that way. Just a lot of young pieces.
They're just young, but I like their pieces more than I like the Pistons pieces.
Oh, really?
I really
do. Interesting.
I like their pieces because they have more, and I think they just have better talent. Like the only like solid talent that I feel like the Pistons have that are young pieces are with Sadiq Bey and Cunningham.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like Isaiah Stewart, he plays his role, but if I'm saying like, oh, okay, who would I rather have between Isaiah Stewart and Wendell Carter Jr.? I'm taking Wendell Carter Jr. Like, I know he's gonna give me a double-double. Like, dude can put up 20 and stuff like that and pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Do they have Wendell at the 5?
No, they got Mo Bamba at the 5.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say I know Wendell played the 5 in college, but I always felt like he was like an undersized big man. You know?
Yeah, no, he's at the 4. And then Franz Wagner has been having a hell of a rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like they pieces.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Give them a couple years. You know, all those young teams, man. I like to see teams that don't like the Magic are a good example because since 2010 they have not really been like a playoff contender at all. They kind of just fell apart. So it'd be cool to see them kind of like back in the mix again, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, they had those couple of, because last year and the year before, they were they were in the playoffs.
Were they? Oh, yeah, they were a low seed, yeah.
As a matter of fact, they even got a game off of Milwaukee.
Yes, you're right.
Or they won a game over the last couple of seasons. They've gotten a game off of a team. So they've been in the playoffs. They were overmatched. They were playing against Miami. They're either playing against Milwaukee or somebody else. So,
man, when I was growing up, it was like Jameer Nelson, Rashard Lewis, Mikael Pietrus. Remember that dude?
Mikael Pietrus was he could hoop, bro.
Yes, obviously Dwight when he was in his prime, like that was a squad. Like they were a good team.
Yeah.
Did they have Turkoglu too when he was like a baller?
Turkoglu was there.
Man.
Turkoglu was there.
They had a squad back in the day. They beat Bron. They robbed us of that Bron Kobe finals, man. Remember that? Because didn't Bron hit that game winner? But they lost that series.
Was it like a game 2 winner or something like that he hit over Hedo?
Yeah, but then they lost that series.
Yeah. So we were talking about this, or a friend and I were kind of talking about this. What do you think is Bron's? So LeBron talked about the fact that like him coming back 3-1 down against that Warriors team was the best work that he's ever done, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, after this, like, there's no way that you can't tell me I'm not the greatest of all time,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't think that's the best thing he's ever done.
What do you think it is?
And maybe I have a bias to it, but him beating the Pistons.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And making it to the finals, like that, I think is more impressive than the Warriors comeback.
Yeah, maybe just recency bias or the fact that he won a title, you know, with the 2016, but because no one even remembers that. That was at 2007, I think, when that happened. Yeah,
was it 2000? Like,
I was
or
like
was
a
it
kid,
06?
man.
Or
was one of those two.
I think it might have been 06, but like it, like.
I mean, we know
there was
we
no
were in Detroit, you know,
that no one even thought the fact that team was going to come. They had Dario Gibson, bro, and Junas Ilgauskas,
Booby Gibson, Verjao, Delonte West, who's running down the highways now. Fucking
stop it! Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do that!
No, he's doing good actually, though. Did you see he's back in he's hooping and stuff? But
who else there? Wasn't it like Mo Williams?
Yep.
He took that team.
I don't think Mo was there yet. Now that I'm thinking about it.
You sure?
I think that's when like Larry Hughes and Eric Snow were like his fucking like it was a worse team.
That team had the work like that overtime. He scored what was it
25
20 something straight?
Yeah, it was nuts.
It was going crazy.
Yeah, like that was insane.
That I think is his best work.
Yeah, I can't I love that point, especially that game because he had like 48 and like 25 with the last 24 points. Yeah, that is tough.
I understand the stage of the finals and him coming back against that team, but he had help.
He did.
You had Kyrie, you had Kevin Love, like you had help.
But you also got to remember. No, he didn't. But he also led every player on either team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, man. Like he just dominated, you know, like.
Yeah.
So that's his stamp as far as like his legacy. That's the thing. It's like, I agree that like it was crazy what he did in 07, but like what's going to be remembered is his championship of 2016.
Right.
You know?
And I know it's because he like, but this is, again, I think it's just me like, they had no business being in the finals that season.
No.
Right?
Definitely not.
And so I think him leading that team, getting a game off of the Spurs, bro.
Yeah.
Like they had no business being there.
No, not at all, man. Not at all. He had such a his first 8 years of just like ineptitude as like a front office. You know what I mean? Like, and he just had to kind of like. That's the thing, man, is like I understand like the way maybe he did it. People didn't like it, like him doing the TV show, which by the way also raised millions of dollars for like the Boys and Girls.
Shit ton of money for Boys and Girls Club.
You really can't shit on it, but I guess people didn't like the visuals of like how that looked, you know. But like, I don't blame him for leaving and doing that at all. Like, it's just such a weird thing that like we had this stigma for such a long time as like a sports society where it was like, no, the fucking team has to build a team and you're a player and you just play. You know what I mean? Like, how can you trust that if your team isn't capable of doing that?
Them 8 years and they have given you shit.
Yes. Yeah. They brought you Antoine Jameson. Fucking Carlos Boozer and these old dudes that like Shaq.
Oh my God.
Shaq was just ring chasing his last like 4 years, bro. He was like, who's gonna give me the best chance? I'm going. Like,
bro, they said I remember this comedy special that Kevin Hart had where he was talking about them and he was like, bro, he was like, Shaq, when you fall, it's like a toddler. Like you fall and you fall all the way over.
And then LeBron stands up.
LeBron stands up like, come on, big fella.
Yeah.
Like it is hilarious, right?
Yeah, that's a great one, man. I think Bron and Shaq are in that crowd. Like Bron's going nuts.
They were. Yeah, yeah.
That was a good one, man. Yeah, Shaq at the end, bro. I mean, he played for the Celtics and the Suns, like these teams that you just forget. You're like, holy shit.
It was a mess, bro.
Did he go to the Suns after Miami? Was that like his next spot?
Yeah, that was his next after Miami. He went to the Suns.
Yeah.
Then he went to Cleveland. Then he ended in Boston.
Yeah.
He was all over there. But
he was really big at the end there too, man. Like he just was like, did he start still when he played for like Boston?
He started for Phoenix. I'm pretty sure he started when he was in Cleveland. I don't know if he started when he was in Boston. I don't know.
Cleveland, man. They had him and Ben Wallace when they were just like at the end and just like old. Like I remember Big Ben being there and like being like he is not Big Ben, man. He did you see that I mean it wasn't recent, but you know that like sit down Kobe and Shaq had where they were like sitting. I rewatched that the other day and they were bringing up how they should have beat the Pistons and like it was just like their internal struggle. It was like the reason they didn't. And he was being disrespectful to Ben Wallace, man. He's like, I cannot believe like we got shut down. He's like, by Ben fucking Wallace, bro. Like he was like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
So I sent you that clip. I sent you that clip about how, and granted this was like a Detroit radio, but like how Ben Wallace had a strong fucking case to be in that top 75.
I agree. He's disrespected big time, man.
What is he? A 3-time defensive player of the year?
Yep. I multiple time like first team all defense too. Like I'm like probably over 5 or 6. Yeah. I mean
championship, like led the league in several times in rebounding. Like
and didn't they say that's the only team out of like all of the last previous teams that didn't have a player?
Every last team.
Yeah, how can you not have
somebody in the damn top 75 except for that Pistons team?
Yeah.
That's disrespectful as hell.
Was it the original 50 and then they added 25? Like the same original 50?
I can't recall if it's that same 50 or not.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think there's a really good case for Ben Wallace. I mean, he's probably I don't know who to rank him as a defensive player of all time, but I almost want to say he's like, at least for a big man, he's like top 10, like top 20. Like,
oh yeah, he's definitely up there.
Yeah,
he's definitely up there.
Didn't do much offensively, but that's not what he was there.
That's what it is. I mean, hell, Dennis Rodman was on the fucking top 75, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And he wasn't doing shit offensively.
So I don't know. What have you thought about like all these damn college like ranked teams? I don't know if you saw over the weekend, but yesterday like it was like 5 or 6 like ranked teams that went down. Gonzaga went down. Kansas went down. Baylor beat Kansas. Who else dropped? Auburn fell. Arizona fell. Like
the madness is starting, bro. It's crazy.
Purdue went down to Michigan State. Like it was crazy. I'm excited. I'm really excited about this.
It's back, man.
This tournament because I think this is probably one of those tournaments where like you don't have a clear cut favorite.
Exactly.
There are teams. You have some teams that are like that are really good, but you don't have a clear. Like last year, I feel like you knew it would come down between Gonzaga and Baylor, right?
I thought Baylor was going to win, but I feel like everyone else, like from the beginning, was like Gonzaga's going to just like run.
I mean, they were nice.
Yeah,
but now, like, you really don't. I really don't know who is going to, like, there's not a clear cut, like, you pencil them in, they're going to make it.
No, I totally agree with you. Is Baylor, like their dude that like he was running the show last year, that really big guy, I forget his name. Fuck. I wonder if he's back. Like Baylor's like he was like their captain last year and like they're
No, so are you talking about what is dude's name?
I don't know his name, man. Black short dreads, you know what I'm talking about? Like
you talking about Davion Mitchell. He plays for this.
No, not because he's a guard. He was a guard, right?
Are you talking about Catchweight?
He was like their big man. He was like a power forward.
His name is.
He was a beast.
Oh, dude, he was called.
So I'm wondering if he's still there, like because I didn't see him get drafted. So
no, he's still there. Hold on. It's Jonathan. What is it? Chechma Catchweight.
Yeah, that's
like
him.
6'8", 275.
Because Mitchell's like a guard or like a wingman.
Yeah. Dude was cold.
And he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still. I mean, he ain't really doing much of anything. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is.
No, he's not doing much this year.
I mean, what is he putting up? 8 and 6.
Oh wow, 7. Damn. He balled.
He's not really. I mean, he's not like he wasn't like a real hooper like that though. I think he was just kind of showing out that game. But that, like, I'm really excited about it, bro. Me too. Just kind of seeing, just really kind of seeing what's going to happen. I'm excited. I mean, I always get excited around this time of the year anyway, just to fill out that bracket and everything.
Who do you think, like, if you had to make a prediction right now, like if you're just taking a team?
If I had to take a team right now, I really like Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona can shoot, man.
They can shoot the fucking ball. They're long. They're really good defensively. Like, that team is nice.
Yeah, they are.
And
man.
Like, it's not that they're beating teams. They are. I think they have the highest average win margin in the NCAA right now.
I did not know that.
And it's over 10 points, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that team is nice.
They are, man. Them, and I really like Purdue. I know they just lost, but like, I mean, Purdue's a solid team, bro.
What is it? Jaden Ivey or Jaden Ivey?
Yes.
Dude can go.
I think he's averaging like
Trevion
22.
Williams. Like, those, like they can really ball, but
yeah, man. But and Gonzaga's at the top again. You know, that's crazy. Like, I wonder if they were gonna break through this year.
That's one of my friends was asking me about Gonzaga. Like, how many times are they going to get a overall number 1 seed and then don't even make it to the Elite 8?
Nope. It happens a lot.
So it'd be interesting to kind of see what happens with them. I just don't know. And then I have to talk about this. So shout out to all those like leagues, sponsors, players that are like protesting the shit that's going on with regards to Russia, bro, and them invading over in Ukraine.
Yeah, man.
Shit is fucking wild.
Fucked up times, man.
Like, I don't understand what the hell we got going on. But, just shout out to all those. I mean, because you even have like Russian players that are like, or athletes that are like standing up and it's like, hey, like, this does not need to happen. Like, I don't understand why this is happening. Yeah. We need to chill out. But I mean, shout out to everyone that's kind of just standing up against that. I think they
most definitely
that they're pulling like I forget what's supposed to happen in Sochi, but they're pulling that out. They're pulling different. I know like Formula One has pulled out. I think they're potentially thinking about pulling out from the World Cup. Like, a lot of this stuff is just pulling out, and so good for them to kind of sticking up against it because it's so unnecessary.
It is.
It's completely unnecessary.
I'll take it a step further. Heroes. Have you heard about the Klitschko brothers in Loma? They're fucking on the front lines right now.
Like, they are.
Good for them, man. Like, holy shit. That's
like, hold on. Somebody put out tweeted like, bro, imagine you a soldier and you ain't got your weapon and you just roll up on a Klitschko.
Oh my god, bro! You're getting knocked the fuck out.
Oh, like, that is your ass. You like
6'7", just these huge ass dudes. Like, they are fucking scary, bro.
Bro, Like you are done for.
Yeah. Loma's in it too, man. That's so bad. I mean, all three of them, you're looking, it's like you have more money than you know what to do with. Like you could just flee and go anywhere. And it's like, wow, like
And they're
hats
staying
off,
there
man.
fighting. I mean, because and the thing um, is that who's the older brother?
Vitali's the mayor of Kiev.
Yeah, he's the mayor, and so like, and he's the mayor of the capital fucking city.
Yeah.
Of Kiev. Like he's the capital. So like, just them, I think them staying and fighting, just one just kind of gives their people a lot of courage.
Exactly. And it got me fired up. I was like, hell yeah, man. Like,
right? You know what I mean? So it's a really sad thing that's kind of happening. You know, one thing that I found out that I did not know. Did you know that in almost every single war that the Swiss has been able to remain neutral?
I did not. It makes sense.
So the thing is that they have like a neutrality clause from a lot of these like European powers. But it's also because a lot of money flows. Like the Swiss is probably like one of the richest countries in the world, if not the richest.
Switzerland's huge, man.
And so it's because a lot of money flows through them, right? So I think it's just kind of like they're incentivized to remain neutral. So I do believe that that's kind of like that last step that could potentially happen. They've already kind of cut off some of the access to these funds to some of these very affluent Russian individuals, but they haven't cut off Russia completely yet. But I think that's the next step. But I don't know if that happens, like how things will remain with regards to their neutrality.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what's interesting too is even China is like saying like they're not backing Russia, which is crazy to me. I mean, I don't trust China.
I did not know that.
You can look it up, man. I guess even what's his name? I forget the dude's name, but like the president or whoever of China just like urging Putin to start negotiating again and go away from war, which is nuts because everyone's worried about China taking over Taiwan. But it seems like everyone's kind of on board that Putin's an asshole and he should fucking stop.
He got to chill out because I think it can create because like you said, China potentially look at Taiwan, and then you have to know that this is going to start some other shit because then you're just like, okay, then you got Kim Jong-un over there in North Korea, like, hey, well then everybody else is going for what they know, then
South Korea
and go get in South Korea because damn it, that's mine, right? Like, so it can really start some shit.
I totally agree with you, man.
Bro. So,
well, the thing with Taiwan is like Japan basically said we're going to attack Russia if you take Taiwan, and I think we, as in America, are obligated now to help Japan after we dropped 2 bombs on them. Like that was part of our, like we told them after that, like, hey, sorry, we'll protect you next time.
Took it a little bit far. We didn't mean to do that, but I mean, you did kind of bomb us.
So it could be a domino effect, man. I don't know. I feel like we're at a point now though, where like boots on the ground war almost seems like it wouldn't be like it used to be, as in it just seems like it would be more like a cyber war or something like that if we had like war now, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. The good thing about being in the U.S. is that we have probably the best defense system.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it will get to our shores. But we already kind of showed the fact that like we're not the greatest when we go to war. We're not like we were in a war for 20 years, and like, do you know who won that war? Like,
no. It's a good point. I think we're just conditioned to be like, it's America, man. Like we fucking got it. But
like we just went up there and fucked some shit up and was like, damn.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, peace. It's about time that we head out. We've been here long enough. I guess it's about time we go.
Man. I don't know.
Still left shit in a fucked up place.
You're so right.
Get better.
You're so right, bro. The Middle East is like a talk. Like I have no idea what the hell has happened over there in the last 20, 30 years. You know,
like, are we supposed to be? Are we in? Is it Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran? Right. Like, fucking this shit up everybody's shit.
You know who else? Canada's never talked about either. Like, have they been in wars? Like, I don't even like. I feel like Canada.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think Canada's still like they're part of NATO. If I'm not mistaken, and I mean that's really kind of what all this shit is about, right? Like, Ukraine's like, hey, can we get some help because Big Bro over here kind of crazy, and we can't handle that smoke right now, so we need some support. And Putin's like, nah, it's okay.
He's an asshole, bro. Putin's,
bro.
I don't know, bro. That dude's a scary man.
He is, but shout out to those. Like again, for those athletes just standing up and shit like that, because like if I'm not mistaken, like them even kind of speaking out on that, it can kind of potentially lead to them being in prison.
Most definitely.
Because they have different, they have completely different laws and everything. So it just the fact that they're standing up for what they feel is right and everything, which speaks high to them and just like their moral high ground.
Yep.
That they're doing that. So hopefully we can kind of get to some resolution. Even though I don't like the fact that they over there not letting these black foreigners over there not on these goddamn trains so they can get away. I don't like that shit.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Holy shit, they are legit. There's videos of them showing where they're not letting any these black students or anything that are there. I don't know exactly what they're there for, but they're there and they're not letting them get on trains.
God damn, man. That's fucking awful. Like in Ukraine or where?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, man. That's fucking horrible. I'm about to look that up.
Like, dude, I'll have to see you. The shit is not okay, bro.
Yeah, that's not. Okay, quick switch over to boxing. Do you see Canelo just signed his next 2-fight deal and who he's fighting? So he was supposed to move up to cruiserweight and fight Makabu. That's off the table now. Now he's going back to light heavyweight for a fight against Dimitri Bivol, who I don't know who that is, but that guy's a belt holder. So I'm sure Canelo will make light work of him. If he beats him, his second fight is a trilogy fight with Triple G. That's going to happen. So I know. I was like, that was so long ago, man. To see that again? I don't. Triple G's 39. 39, bro. Like and he hasn't fought in 2 years. So I'm like,
I'd rather can we just get him and Bud?
Yeah.
I honestly feel like that fucking fight.
It would be it's such a toss up. Like I wouldn't know where to put my money, But
it'd be it would first of all, it'd be a fucking box office fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it'd be a good fucking fight.
It would be,
just their styles.
It
would be a good fucking fight. Bro.
Yes, because they're both so tactical, but they're not how Floyd was in the second half of his career. Like he was so tactical, and you weren't even worried about him going for a knockout. Like those two can fucking knock you out still. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that'd be such a dog fight, man. That would. What do you think about Spence Ugas? I mean, I'm not really familiar with Ugas other than he just beat Pacquiao. Do you think Spence just like makes light work of him, or do you think because I know he just he hasn't fought in a while. He had like a detached retina or like a retina injury, and now he's back. So
I don't think he's on. I mean, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we will.
We're gonna find out. But I just don't see. I don't see. Nah, I don't see that happening, bro. I don't think he's gonna make like Ugas. I don't think Ugas is gonna do nothing. I think it's gonna be a good fight. If anything happens, I think it'll be more of man, I don't know, bro.
I'm hoping ideally as because we bought tickets and we're going to this, my ideal fight would be like goes 10 rounds and it's very competitive back and forth, and then a stoppage in the later rounds. That would be really cool. That's what I'm.
Because I honestly think it'll be. I think this is my prediction. I think Spence may knock him out in 8.
Okay, I would like that. Round 8, that'd be a good. I just don't want to get there and be like a first round knockout.
I'd be pissed.
Fuck?
I'd be pissed. I just spent all this fucking money. I'll just play it off.
Yeah, but that'd be cool though. Cowboy Stadium. That's gonna be dope.
It is going to be live. I can't wait to get there. But I think that's my prediction. I think Spence may knock out in round 8.
Yeah, I like that. Even though I don't know much about Ugas, I'm going to have to watch more of his shit. But yeah, it'll be cool. And that's a unification fight. So big deal, man. That'll be nice. I don't think. Other than that, man, boxing's pretty. Oh, we got Kobe and Jorge next week, though. That'll be cool. Masvidal versus Covington next Saturday.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be nice. I mean, granted, I think Masvidal's he's probably gonna get knocked out.
I do too, man, but I want him to win so bad because I just don't like Kobe.
I do not like Kobe, but the motherfucker is nice.
He is. I think he's the second really best lightweight behind or welterweight.
He's
behind
nice. Yeah.
Usman,
And so he just. I mean, you hate it because he's such a fucking jerk and an asshole. But
yeah, he is. He's not cool.
No. So, and you know what's so funny about this shit? Is that I don't even know why Masvidal doesn't like him.
So they were like boys, right? I think they lived together and all this shit. I don't know if you knew that. They were friends. You can go on YouTube and watch Like, and then I don't know, something with Kobe. This is Masvidal's side. Is that like Kobe wasn't paying like their trainer or something like that? And I've heard that on multiple accounts. I mean, take John Jones with a grain of salt, but he even is like Kobe's a piece of shit. He doesn't like pay his trainers and like all this fucking bullshit.
Oh,
but
okay,
like,
okay.
so I guess it was something like that, and they were training at the same gym, and I don't know. Basically, he just thought Kobe was a scumbag. But they were at one point were like boys, and that's like why the storyline's so great is because like I think they were together in like the Ultimate Fighter before when they were like coming up and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and now, yeah, they hate each other. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I just think Jorge's or Masvidal's best days are behind him. Like his last couple fights, he's not looked as good. You know.
No, but I mean, there's something to be said about just having animosity that kind of adds an extra fuel to the fire that may kind of make some changes.